I hope that everyone is okay with me recording this. There are people who cannot make it, so we're just gonna wait a few more minutes, and I ask everyone to put yourself on mute for the length of the ceremony, and then when we're over, we can have fun talking. Welcome everyone. I'm going to ask that you mute yourself and remain on mute for the length of the ceremony. It is a blessing to see all your beautiful faces. Wow, thank you. Aaron and Sophia and we worked on a show of mine way back in 2010. And the show was called Empyrean, and it was a ritual to the elements. Oh yes, and Sarah Lafferty is also here. She was in it, and Kate and Ava, I don't know. I think I saw you here. And that was the first time that we made ritual magic together. And now, what, 12, almost 12 years later, we're gathering together on this holy and auspicious night of the winter solstice. Let me see my paper.
You just keep it here.
To the north, the earth, where our ancestors sleep. To the east, the air, where our dreams are born. To the south, and the fire, where we are wrapped in light. And to the west, the water, where wisdom pours into our hearts. To the great above, where Father Sun, Grandmother Moon, and the star nations dance our stories into being. To the great below, where Mother Earth holds our roots as they grow in this garden we call home. And to the here and now, when we align with the goodness that is. What's up?
Will I what?
You're holding it too high.
Sorry.
A fire is burning, the long night draws near. All who need comfort are welcome by here. We dance beneath the stars and toast the past year, for the spirit of solstice is still living here. We'll count all our blessings while the mother lays down with snow as her blanket, covering the ground. Thanks to the mother for the life that she brings. She'll waken to warm us again in the spring. The poor and the hungry, the sick and the lost, these are our children, no matter the cost. Come by the fire, the harvest to share, for the spirit of solstice is still living here. Fire is burning, the long night draws near, all who are welcome by dance neath the stars and toast the past year, for the spirit of solstice is still living here. The spirit of solstice is still living here.
What?
Mental.
Is this it?
Hold on. Oh, whoever is not on mute, please do something. So, tonight is the longest night of the year, and we often refer to it as I refer to it as the Great Darkness. But what is darkness? It is the unknown, the abyss, the underworld, shadows, warm space, the winter, the night, the feminine, the yin, the beginning, the end. Between the beginning of everything and now, there have been so many lives lived, and so many seasons and cycles that have spiraled, and so many mountains and rivers and oceans have been born and died. So many planets and stars and millions upon millions of flowers and fruits and spores and seeds. They've all had many lives, and all of them are made up of the material that we come from. And we come from stardust. So if we were to consider our ancestors as the beings that came before us, all of them, all of whoever has shaped life as it currently exists. They are our oldest ancestors. And somewhere deep inside you, like behind your belly button, you still have that knowing, the cosmic pull that is finer and stronger than any spider's silk. And it is a cord that connects us with the earth and with each other and the whole of space and time. Last night, I got woken up in the middle of the night by an owl calling to me. And I knew that owl was perched in the maple tree right by my bedroom, and that it was telling me, well, it told me that way down deep in the underworld, where the bones of our most ancient forebears rest, down deep, there lies the most precious inner knowing that we hold. There is a Welsh goddess who I'm not going to try to pronounce her name, but her name translates to flower face, and she is married to the sun, and she is lovers with winter. And there's a whole lot of drama that happens between her and her lovers. And then she knows, she has this realization that she has to break away from all of the oppressive forces in her life. And so she transforms herself into an owl as a way of coming into her self-realization. Is the kind of self-realization that can only come by journeying into the darkness, into the underworld, into the very heart of all that is, that ever was, and that will be. So a transformed flower face clearly had a message for all of us. On this night, this longest night, we must go to this underworld place within to plug ourselves back with our ancestors. This is not a place for ego or social conventions that are designed to keep us alone and afraid. This is a place based in soul and in our souls, between our gentle and tough love of ourselves. This place is the web of wholeness and interdependence. Just as the mountains are shaped by oceans and flowers are shaped by the dancing bees, we are shaped by each other and the world around us. When we go to this place, this darkness within, it is where we can touch our deepest wounds, the ones that we have inherited from our ancestors, and also the ones that we've made all by ourselves. It's a place for asking where and how did your ancestors crawl so that we can be here. Asking how have we been holding onto energies and entities that really need to be released into the darkness, into the underworld, and into the earth, so that they can be composted and transformed and transmuted, so that we can release all the shit that we've been carrying this past year, this crazy, heavy, desperate past year. And we want to release it so that we can serve, like truly serve the greater good and serve our soul truth. And I think that right now we are collectively being called to redefine connection while we're in our third year of a pandemic. And we need to redefine our concept of self and family and security and health and wealth and community. We define it in our own terms, because only then can we honor our authentic hearts. Our hearts that are threads in the web of existence. And our hearts are fed by source energy and the earth we live on, and our gifts and each other. Our hearts are fed by each other. When you can reach down into this place and receive these gifts, this is this is really how we can find deep nourishment, so that we are truly resourced in our phones and not just running on empty. Yeah, I know you know. And when we are in this resource place, I'm tapping in to our connections. That's when we can be fully present for our dreams and our wishes, our deepest desires. Uh, mm. And when you are able to dream, that's when you're able to let the light back in. Mm.
In the darkness, winds are blowing far to the north. Snow is falling. She shakes her feather bed. See how it flurries. Come, Mother Holla, be here now. Come, Mother Holla, be here now. Come, Mother Holla, be here now. Throne of darkness, darkness is keeping. In midwinter, it's you we are seeking. Mother of bears, sleeping warmly. Come, Mother Holla, be here now. 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 Dark your cloak, silver your tresses, cover the world as the daylight lessens. Sparkle of starlight in your eye. Come, Mother Holla, be here now. 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 Bless us with your darkness of deep. Grant us dreams as bare like we sleep. Outside it's cold, the hearth fire warms us. Come, Mother Holla, be here now. Come, Mother Holla, be here now. Come, Mother Holla, be here now. Come, Mother Holla, be here now.
And now I'm going to open the floor for my beloved Aaron.
Greetings, everyone. Happy solstice. It's really wonderful to see you all. Some folks I haven't seen in a long time who are here. And it's really beautiful to see you guys. Some people I saw this morning in meditation. And everyone who I don't know, I'm really excited to be here with you. This is a really lovely group. For those who don't know me, I'm an educator and an artist and a doula. I help people with their births and their deaths, literal and figurative. And I'm gonna lead us in a little meditation this evening. Meditation is really the practice of darkness, of getting to know our own darkness and becoming friends with the aspects of us that are unknown and mysterious. And this is really so much of what life is. The ancient texts tell us this. One of my favorites, the Tao Te Ching, talks a lot about darkness. Darkness within darkness is the gateway to all understanding. It says that seeking into darkness is clarity, and that the darkness gave birth. The darkness is the Tao, the feminine element that gave birth to all things. And so, and we know this from modern science, that most of the universe is dark matter. Most of an atom is space. You know, most of what's going on inside you right now is unconscious. And the consciousness is just this tip of the iceberg. What we know and understand is just this tiny part of reality. And so to make friends with the dark is to really, as Lindsay was saying so beautifully, to embrace our wholeness and to really find our power in the places that are less obvious. So meditation does this so beautifully because it helps us just be. It helps us just be with what is, and to get unhooked from all those conscious bits, all the doing, all the trying, all the identities. And so I'm going to lead you in a short meditation now. And so just get comfortable wherever you are. If sitting up straight feels uncomfortable, you're invited to lie down. And you'll hear the sound of this singing bowl at the beginning and end of our meditation. Arrive here and now. Arrive into this moment, into this body. Arrive into this breath as it is being breathed through this body. Notice the breath. It's just like the seasons. You can think of that inhale as the rise into the summer solstice until we're all the way full. And then the exhale, that letting go until the very, very bottom. It's like the bottom of your exhale. Can you pause there? That's the winter solstice. Feel how this expansion and contraction, this rise and fall is happening all the time inside you. The top of the inhale, that summer solstice, it's like your birth. And that bottom of the exhale is like a death. But as Lindsay pointed out, we've been birthing and dying forever. We'll spend another quiet few moments now becoming friends with the breath. And just like we don't want to resist any season or any season of life, make friends with every single little point along the way. Now find a particular place in your body and just call that your center for now. It doesn't really matter where it is. Often people's heart space or belly or third eye, or those are kind of popular places to land, but all that matters is that you can kind of drop anchor in one place inside and take refuge here, this center, like the center of a wheel, where the center is empty, but the spokes go out. Like the center of the wheel, though life is turning around this place, inside is this stillness. Feel as if the breath is moving out, expanding away from that center and then contracting back, but never hurting or damaging or disturbing the quiet and the stillness at the center from which you watch, from which you feel. Know that you can always come home to this place of stillness and silence. Know that however things are moving in your life, all the movement depends on this stillness. No matter how noisy things get, you can always return to the quiet that is here. And this quiet stillness is in all things. It's in every atom. We are all made up of it. And so when you find your own, you also find everyone else, everything else. Darkness within darkness, silence within silence. The center of all things.
Solstice blessings, everyone. Hello, I am Sophia, otherwise known as Lobster Bird, and we are now we have been, and we will continue to, and even more potently, make some magic together. Are you all ready for this? So we are going to practice. Oh, I just want to say firstly, I am so incredibly moved by all of the presence here tonight. Just so moved. And what we're doing right now is just sending waves of love, and we're calling that light back into this world so strong, and it's just so exciting. So I'm so excited for how we can magnify those deep womb desires that Lindsay was talking about. The womb being not a gendered thing, being everyone has a womb space. And from that deep place of stillness, which Aaron transmitted and catalyzed for us, to bring forth those desires into this physical world so we can be a part of that world that we wish to see, that world which we experience very literally in our everyday lives and moments, that wholeness and that well-being for all beings in that interconnected way. And so to do so, we are going to make some sigils. Does anyone know what a sigil is? Great, we're gonna do it. And if you don't know, that's fine, because I'm gonna walk us through it. It's basically a very ancient practice of making symbols. In ancient times, it was used to symbolize and conjure spirits. And in a more modern sense, it's used to bring in manifestations of what it is that we wish to see. So now would be a wonderful time, if you don't already have it, to grab your pen and paper or something, your quill, and scroll, whatever you have to write with and on. Also, make sure to have handy your candle and something to light it with, and something to safely drop it into when it's burning. So if you don't already have those things, take a moment to gather those. And I will talk for a moment about the sigil making that we are about to do, along with the greater picture of what's happening. So I often think of things from both a micro and macro perspective, and I am obsessed with the cosmos and how the celestial bodies in the sky are an extension of our human bodies, and we are like seeds and stardust that are spread down from the galaxies. And so one of the major cosmic and astrological aspects that's happening right now is that Venus just went into retrograde. And not only that, there's like a whole bunch of other things happening. Venus is also very conjunct with Pluto. And so for anyone that's not familiar with astrology, Pluto is basically the planet of transformation, and Venus, basically boiling it down to like a little seed, is our desires and our values. And so during this time when Venus is retrograde is really a time to go in and reflect and redefine those values that we hold close to us. And especially with all of the other aspects that are happening now at this moment in time, looking at our values in our relationships to one another, our values in our exchanges of worth, you know, what we place worth on and how we invite abundance and wealth into our lives and how we share that with others. And also our values in relationship to intimacy, and how we really relate to one another, and how we can so deeply connect with this glorious earth that we're on and all of the beings. Like right now, I feel like we're being asked to like really stretch ourselves and expand ourselves to be able to be in touch with all of the allness, you know, and it can feel really overwhelming, especially with Pluto hanging out there, teaching us how to do that. But that's our task of the moment. And so, you know, for ourselves, really contemplating for our lives what it is we most value, and perhaps the changes that we may need to make or the actions we need to take in order to live our lives fully aligned with those values. So this is going to play into the sigils that we are about to make, like this. So firstly, the first step before making sigils is to just take a moment. If it helps you close your eyes, you can do so. But just to check your motivation, because a lot of times in like new age spirituality and all of that, and we talk about manifestation, it's a lot about the material, it's a lot about what can I get? I want this kind of life. I want this thing. I want $1 million. I want a veggie burger, like whatever, there's no judgment, but we can want that, right? But maybe in this moment, check what your motivation is and see if you can tap into what your soul desire is versus what your ego desire may be. So just checking and seeing where you're at with that in this moment, and being in a space of total non-judgment. However you are is exactly how you are, and it's beautiful and it's perfect. But just checking it and maybe saying, yes, can I dig deeper into that womb and unearth those unconscious deep desires that really benefit my life and the planet as a whole? And then the next step is we're going to create an intention statement. So an intention statement is very simple, pretty much one sentence or a phrase. The keys are to be really specific, not too vague, but also not too specific. And I'll give an example of that. So, say you want to, say your intention is, I feel, so the other thing is we're going to write these in the present tense. So there's something that you want, right? We're going to write it in the present tense. So I feel safe and supported by my family during the holidays. It's pretty short, right? It's really specific, like with who, kind of when. Too specific would be like, I want to feel safe and supported with my family at 2:00 when we're at the gym doing, that's a little too specific. And too vague would be like, I want to feel safe and supported, right? So finding that middle ground of specificity, writing as if you're in the present moment, as if it is happening now, because on a parallel level of reality, it is. And to state it in the positive, if you can. So instead of saying, I would like to not be sick, right? Instead of saying that, saying, I would like to feel vibrant, and I feel vibrant and healthy in my body, something like that. And also to find that middle way and the middle road of being realistic and dreaming big, right? So, like I have $1 billion is kind of probably big for a lot of us, unnecessarily, maybe even big, but also limiting yourself, past what you might think is possible. Don't do that either, please, for any of us. So I would love to give you just a couple minutes here to, with your pen and paper, just kind of free write about some of the things I said, and I will give you some prompts. So I just want you to write before, if you have your intention statement already, that's great. But also I just want to give you the space to just write and, mind dump onto the page anything that's coming up for you when I ask you, what are your soul desires? What are your soul desires versus your ego desire? What are some ways your soul desires can manifest in the physical realm? What are your deepest values? And what are some things you would like to see come into existence that are aligned with those values? I was asked to repeat that, so I'll repeat. What are your deepest values? What are your most core, important, prioritized values? And what would you like to see come into existence that are aligned with those values? And lastly, a prompt that I love is, who do your ancestors wish for you to become? Who do your ancestors wish for you to become? What is it that they saw for you, your ancestors, all those ancestors? What is the life that they were on this planet and have given literally their DNA, their blood, their life force for you to come into existence? What is it that they saw that you would be doing? Who is it that they saw that you would be being? Who do your ancestors wish for you to become? And if you're finished writing, you can look over your writing and maybe pull out an intention statement from there, or if you know yours already, write your intention statement on a piece of paper with some space around it. And I'm going to share some images so I can show you what I mean. These are some of mine. Here's some insight into my psyche. Note that they're in the present moment. They're as specific as I can be. They're phrased in the positive, and they feel pretty realistic and dreamy to me. And so write one of your own statements and then leave some space. You can just write one, or if you have several, you can do several. And then what we are going to do with these statements is we are going to make the sigil, we are going to make the symbol based on these statements. So The next step, once you have your intention statement written down, is to cross out all of the vowels in the sentence. So I have two examples here. The second one, I am part of a self-sustaining community where I'll thrive. I crossed the first sentence, I crossed out all of the vowels only. Then after I crossed out the vowels, I wrote down the remaining letters, because after you cross out all of the vowels, you are then going to cross out all of the repeating letters in the statement. So you can do this one of two ways. You could do it like the second one where I crossed out the vowels and I rewrote the letters, and I crossed out the repeating letters, then I wrote the remaining letters. Or you can do it like the first one, which is cross out all the vowels, cross out all the repeat letters, write the remaining letters. Please let me know if that needs clarification in the chat. I questioned why as well, but I kept why. I went for like strict vowels, like Wheel of Fortune bells. Ra, I grant you all time, infinite time. But we're all sovereign beings on this planet. So if you really feel strongly that Y is a vowel, I suggest that you cross it out. And for those of you that have finished this part, I'll say this, and if you're not, I will say it again. So then the next step in this is, once you have all the final letters with all the vowels crossed out and all of the repetitive letters crossed out, you'll have the final letters left. And then what you do is you will make your sigil, which in this picture are these symbols. And I encourage you to make them kind of at the edge of the page, because you will tear them off. You can put them in the middle of the page if you want, if you're a person that likes complexity, but I chose for ease. I'm pulling it out of the side. So what you're going to do is take those letters, and in any combination that feels exciting, creative, visual to you, you are going to write the different letters, combine them in a way that they make a shape. So you can turn the letters sideways, upside down, you can make them capital, lowercase, it doesn't matter. But take all of the letters and combine them in a way where it makes a unique shape. And you can see here what I did in the second example was, so in the first example, actually, I went through and I did L first, and then I did V, and then I did T, and then I went through order, so I knew they were all done. In the second example, I wanted to do them out of order, so I crossed off each one as I put it into the drawing. To me, that worked better. You do it however it works for you. And so I'll say that one more time for anyone that's catching up. So once you have your intention statement and you've crossed off all the vowels and all the repeating letters, you are going to take the remaining letters and put them together in an aesthetic way that is completely up to you into a shape or a symbol that combines all of the letters touching one another in some way. And do me a favor, if you're done making your sigil symbol, just let me know in the comments, in the chat, so I know that you're done. Remember, you can be playful, be loose. It doesn't have to look perfect. I like the way in which everyone is differently finished sigilling. All right. And so even if you're not done, continue making your sigil. And I'm going to talk through the fourth step, which is activating our sigils. So what we're going to do, we're going to take a few moments once everyone's done, and we're going to ground in. And basically what we want to do is send energy to our sigil while also simultaneously like opening up and releasing it. So with these symbols, we're going to be releasing them to the universe, to all the forces of this earth and beyond, to the divine, however you want to conceptualize that. We'll be releasing it so we don't hold on too tightly to what it is that we want either, but practice that middle way of really pulling in intention and also releasing it. So yeah, we'll send energy to it with an open gaze, and I will guide you through that momentarily. Okay. Huzzah. Okay, so if you are finished, then I invite you to go ahead and close your eyes for another moment, grounding yourself back into your body and into your breath. So taking a few nice, long, deep breaths, inhaling and exhaling. Maybe take in the biggest breath that you've taken today. And as you exhale, let go of everything that has come before this moment. As you inhale, breathe in these new, deeper desires and values. And as you exhale, let go of any of the old conditioning of desire or any of the ego desires you may have had that have worked their time out in your life. And continuing to inhale and exhale. And in your own time, picking up your sigil, so ripping it off the page if you haven't already. And if you have, taking a moment to gaze at your sigil, to continue breathing as you look at this symbol of your deep values and your vast desires and your beautiful, glorious heart. And allowing your gaze to open itself up so that it's almost fuzzy, so that you're not staring at it to see it really clearly, but it's almost like a dreamlike gaze at which you look at this, and you may feel your mind relax or release, or your eyes get blurry as you hold this sigil and you gaze upon it. And as you do so, sending it all of your energy and your love with an open gaze, an open mind, and an open heart. And as you do this, visualize it burning away. And as it does so, imagine this flame in the center of your mind that is opening your mind up to a portal to the unconscious, so that that unconscious, which rules so much of our daily lives, is pulled through this opening and into our conscious awareness, creating some spaciousness and some space for our deep dreams to come manifest in our lives. And then the last step of this is that we are going to forget it. And we are going to release it. And so what we are going to do next is we are going to activate that unconscious, that womb, that yin, that beginning and ending of darkness. So if you are ready, I am going to encourage you to turn off all of the lights wherever you are and be in complete darkness, remembering that this is the longest night of the year, that we are held safe and supported together in this darkness, in this fertile space for all of co-creation to come forth. So I'm going to turn off a couple lights, as y'all do too. And again, just make sure to, before it's totally dark, to have your candle near to you, a lighting instrument, and the receptacle of which you are dropping burning paper into it. Have them by your side so they're easily accessible as we move into the darkness. And together we will spend a little bit of time just being together in the darkness. There will be moments of silence. And also Aaron will guide us in some chanting together.
If you can blow out your candles so that you are in the dark, please.
Sorry, clarification. Are we burning our sigils? We're burning our sigils at the end?
Yep.
Got it. Okay.
And also after we are chanting, we'll have another moment of silence. And that is when we can relight our flames, so that we're all coming out of the darkness together.
So I'm going to lead us in a little bit of chanting. We're going to chant the Prajnaparamita mantra of Buddhism. Gate gate para samgate bodhisvaha. I put that in the chat box for you, as well as the translation, gone beyond, gone way beyond, gone way completely beyond. Hallelujah, that's enlightenment. I'll do it call and response, so you'll hear me sing, and then there'll be space for you to sing in response, but do keep yourself muted.
Now taking this moment to light your candles if you haven't already. Calling in the return of the light. And whenever you're ready, taking your sigil and holding it to the flame and allowing it to burn away for a few moments and then dropping it into the safety receptacle. Allowing that flame in the center of your mind to open and allowing that spark of your own enlightened nature to shine forth through your desires, through your deep soul desires, which are a yearning to become one with the interconnectedness of all that is, to embody the wisdom of all that we are, and to truly be free. Our desires are indications of all this. So allowing yours to release into the ether together, powering up our intentions and our manifestations. And watching them burn, knowing that our dreams call forth ever more light.
Wild Geese by Mary Oliver. You do not have to be good. You do not have to walk on your knees for 100 miles through the desert repenting. You only have to let the soft animal of your body love what it loves. Tell me about despair, yours, and I will tell you mine. Meanwhile, the world goes on. Meanwhile, the sun and the clear pebbles of the rain are moving across the landscapes, over the prairies and the deep trees, the mountains and the rivers. Meanwhile, the geese, the wild geese, high in the clean blue air, are heading home again. Whoever you are, no matter how lonely, the world offers itself to your imagination, calls to you like the wild geese, harsh and exciting, over and over announcing your place in the family of things.
For our closing prayer, I'm reading an adaptation from a person named Marita, one who catches lightning. Thank you, Mother, for sustaining us with your bounty, for supporting our healing work on your belly, and for always taking those energies which are too heavy for us and washing them so that we do not have to carry them, so that we can be truly free to create extraordinary lives filled with joy, abundance, love, and support. Thank you for bringing us together to sing the song of life for one more day, to dance this dance of co-creation, and to take it beyond where it has been before, into this new era of growth, grace, and light. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Mm. Well, apparently our music isn't working. I love you all. Thank you for joining us. And now, if you want to come off mute, our ceremony is drawn to a close.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Lindsay. Thank you, Sophia.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Love you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Happy
you.
solstice.
Thank you.
Thank you. Love you guys.
Thank you so much.
Oh, Becca.
Thank you. Good to see you.
Grateful to be here.
Mm.
Lindsay, hope to see you soon.
Yes.
That was lovely. So thank you so much.
Jan.
Okay.
So much. Really enjoyed it. Lindsay. My sigil is still burning.
Yay.
Um,
I got so excited I blew out my candle. That one's gonna manifest real fast.
I hope so. I really need it.
Have a blessed solstice, everyone.
Yeah.
Bye now.
Yeah.
Love
Happy
you all.
solstice.
Thank you, Lindsay.
Lindsay, I love you. Thank you so much. I miss you, and I'll talk to you soon.
miss you.
I'll talk to you soon.
Beautiful, Lindsay.
Bye, all.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you for
Thank you.
joining us.
Happy
Hey,
solstice.
Liz.
Lindsay. That was gorgeous.
Hi, Pat. Jan. Hi.
Hi, Pat. Bye, Pat.
Oh, Rachel, we'll see you soon, I hope. Kate. Mwah.
Hi, Kenzie love.
Hey.
Thanks. That was so great.
Stephen in the lower left.
Yeah,
Stay in the same position.
I have to make my schedule now. I have my intention, but I don't want to move the cat.
You don't want to move. Where are the cats? Where are the cats? I want to
In
know.
her lap,
Oh, good.
which is where they belong.
Thank you, chicken. Thank you, Liz.
Please don't light chicken on fire.
Oh,
He's already on fire.
oh, when he was a baby, and we were living in the Bronx, we had this very illegal heater, and it was propane.
Oh, geez.
So he would walk past the heater
Oh, no.
with his tail up
Mm.
and singe it.
And he kept burning his tail.
And he finally learned, but took a while. Hi, baby cat.
Ah.
Who's that?
Yeah. That's her. Yeah, I saw her. Yeah, look at it.
Yeah, Peanut, it was so.
Right?
Yes.
Aaron, holy Lord.
Yes.
Kate does too. But Stephen,
All right, well,
I'm not on
if no one has anything poignant or some or anything, I'm gonna go pee.
Okay.
Same here. Goodbye.
Bye, love you, bye.
Love you. Solstice blessings to all.
Love ya.